All right, let's talk about true love, but probably not the version you're used to. The one from the fairy tales. We're gonna really dig in and challenge that old idea that love means you have to sacrifice everything. Instead, we'll look at a different path, one where two whole, complete people decide to share their journey together.
And that really brings us to the big question, right? Is love about losing who you are, or is it about finding who you are? Forever we've been told that love is about merging, becoming one person, basically just dissolving into someone else. But what if that's all wrong? What if real, deep love actually asks for the exact opposite?
So, first things first, let's pull apart this idea of love that we've all been sold. You know the one, the fairy tale myth.
This is the story we see everywhere, right? In the movies, in love songs, it's just baked into our culture. This idea that the more you give up for someone, the more you love them. And it sounds so romantic, doesn't it? That grand gesture of putting their happiness completely above your own, where I just kind of melts away and becomes we. But, and this is a big but, this whole myth has a very real hidden cost.
Because when the I completely disappears into the we, well, that's when the foundation starts to crack. So let's talk about what that hidden cost actually is. Okay, the first one is pretty straightforward, and honestly, it's devastating. It's just burnout. Think about it. If you're constantly pouring everything you have into someone else without ever refilling your own cup, you're going to end up completely drained. We're talking emotionally, mentally, just exhausted. You run out of gas.
And you know what follows right on the heels of burnout? It's angry cousin, resentment. It's inevitable, really. When your own needs get pushed aside again and again and again, a quiet, simmering bitterness starts to grow. It's that unspoken feeling of giving away pieces of yourself only to be left feeling, well, empty.
And this quote, man, it just nails the central paradox, doesn't it? In the effort to keep the love, by sacrificing yourself, you end up slowly erasing the very person your partner fell in love with to begin with. So, what's the alternative? What do we do instead?
Well, the alternative is a really powerful shift in thinking. And it's one you've probably heard before, just in a different context. It's the oxygen mask principle. And it totally reframes self-love. It's not selfish. It's absolutely essential for a healthy relationship.
Yeah, we've all heard it a million times on a plane, right? Secure your own mask before helping others. And why do they say that? Because if you can't breathe, you're no good to anyone else. It's the exact same logic in love. You just can't pour from an empty cup. It's not selfish, it's survival.
And look, this isn't just some nice-sounding idea. There's actual research that shows a huge link between taking care of yourself and how healthy your relationship is. And this number, 37%, it really shows you just how massive that difference can be.
The data is just crystal clear on this. Couples where partners actually practice self-care, they report being a whopping 37% more satisfied with their relationship. That is not a small number. It's a huge difference. And it proves that one of the single best things you can do for your relationship is to take care of yourself.
So all this points to a really fundamental shift in how we think about this stuff. A healthy relationship is not about two halves coming together to make one whole. No, it's about two whole people choosing to build something together. So what does that actually look like in the real world?
Okay, so this is the absolute core of the idea. We're trying to move away from codependency. That's where you feel like you need the relationship to have an identity or a purpose. And we're moving towards independence. And in an independent relationship, you support each other because you want to, from a place of being full and whole yourself, not because you feel obligated or empty without them.
Let's dig into that a little more. Just look at the difference in the language. The old dependency model says, I need you to feel complete. But this new joy-based model says, I'm already whole and I choose you. See the difference? One says, your happiness is my job. The other says, I'm here to support your happiness. This isn't just playing with words. It changes the entire foundation of the relationship.
Now, one of the most important tools for building this kind of relationship is boundaries. But we've got to totally rethink what boundaries are. They are not walls you put up to push people away. Not at all. Think of them more like a user manual for yourself that you give to your partner. They're instructions on how to love you well. It's a profound act of trust, really.
So if the goal isn't to merge into one person, then what is it? Well, it's about committing to grow alongside each other. Picture two strong trees growing side by side, each with their own roots, but their branches intertwine. You're two individuals bringing your best, whole selves to the team.
And this is how you keep things fresh.
how you keep the relationship from getting stale. When you have your own passions and hobbies, you bring that excitement and energy back to share with your partner. When you have your own friends, you get different perspectives. And when you have your own goals, you're always growing and changing. And let's be honest, that's way more interesting than just staying the same, right?
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Here are a few practical things you can start with. First, actually schedule time to check in with yourself. Second, when you need to talk about something tough, use I statements. It's about your feelings, not blaming them. Third, when you feel that button get pushed, just pause. Take a breath before you react. Fourth, celebrate your own wins. And finally, practice self-compassion. Give yourself the same kindness you so easily give to the people you love.
So as we're wrapping this up, can we just agree to throw out that old, tired line about finding your other half? Let's just toss it in the garbage once and for all. You are not half a person. You're not broken. You are already whole right now. True love, the real deal, is when you find another whole person that you're excited to share your amazing journey with.
And maybe that's the real takeaway here. The absolute best thing you can bring to a relationship is your full, authentic, whole self. By committing to your own journey, you're not just making your relationship better, you're living a more meaningful life. And really, what better foundation for love is there than that?